Hey everybody, I got a question for you. Are you prepared for your neighbors? Everybody talks about, looters and rioters and marauders, coming around. What about your neighbors? What about the family right next door to you? Your kids probably play with their kids. You get out there and probably socialize and share a few beers, help one another out. Maybe you've mentioned that, yeah, you save back some stuff. And maybe they say, that's nothing's ever going to happen. Then guess what? Something happens. Their kids and them going hungry, then they start to remember, oh, wait a minute. Joe next door said he saved back food. Let's go over there and see if we can get some food off of him. What are you going to do when they knock on your door? Are you going to give them your food? Because if you give them your food, therefore you're going to cut your throat, and it's going to be a revolving door. Every day or every other day, they're going to be coming back for more food and more food and more food. And then they're going to talk to people saying, oh, I got food from Joe. He's got a bunch of food. And you're going to get more people showing up. So, what do you think about your neighbors? Do you trust your neighbors? Is your neighbors reliable? Would you help your neighbors? There's a lot to think about there because, like I said, once you give that one handout out, they're going to come back for more and more and more. It's like if you take your kids to a park or something like that and they've got, one of those petting zoos, put your hand out there and the goats come up to eat, the chickens come, the ducks come, whatever come. And they keep coming and they keep coming and they keep coming. Are you prepared to fend off your neighbors? People you associate with, you hang out with, you have a couple of cold beers, you take your kids to the park with their, the other neighborhood kids. Are you willing to sit there and watch neighborhood kids starve to death while yours are living and not going hungry? A lot of people don't think about that. They think marauders, looters. They don't think about little Johnny next door going hungry. And while, yours is being fed. Me personally, piss on the neighbors. Piss on little Johnny. I don't care. Not my problem. I'm not going to give my food source up. So other people who should have listened, who should have prepared, no, I'm not. And if they come causing trouble at my door, they just wrote their mortuary. You know, I'm gonna put them in the ground because I'm not giving up my stuff. I don't care who they are, how many kids they got, how old they are, what kind of cancer they got, what kind of diabetes they got. I don't care, and I won't care. I'm not giving mine up. I mean, me and little Johnny's dad could be the best of buds and share everything and help one another out and everything. But when a SHTF situation happens, piss on him. If he didn't have brains enough to listen, to prepare, to see what's going on in the world, bad luck got his ass. Because he ain't getting none of mine. Then if he tries it, I'll put him in the ground. That's the mindset you're going to have. You're not going to, this peace and love and get along and help one another, that's out the window. I mean, people's got brains enough today. They can see what's going on in the world. They're just lazy. They don't want to prepare because they think, well, if anything happens, our government's going to step in and help us. Our government is the one who's going to put us in this shape. Let it by war, economic collapse, spread of major diseases. Hold on, guys. Eric, get out of that. Eric! Sorry, my boy's in the weeds. Hold on, let me pause you guys real quick. Sorry about that. He was in the weeds, and there's snakes and spiders and everything in there, and he's barefooted just a running. um, but I mean, that's my outlook on it. I'm not. I live. Like I said, these old abandoned trailers. Only thing I'll have to worry about somebody squatting in them. Um, but I've just got older neighbors around me. But like I said, you guys know this road's heavily trafficked by other people that lives in the area. That's what I would be preparing for. I wouldn't worry about people coming from Maryville or Knoxville or any other city out into the country. Nah, I'm not worried about them. I'm worried about the ones right down the road from me who hasn't prepared, who comes looking, and when you don't give them, you know, food, they're going to cause trouble. And they're going to know you have food because you're going to be cooking. You're going to, you're going to keep yourself clean. You, there's a lot of ways they're going to know you've got stuff. And while they're starving to death and weak, you're going to be able to get out and chop wood and just do your normal activity. But that's something to think about. Don't worry about these people coming from the big cities and stuff like that because they're going to have their own problems. They're going to be too weak to walk 20 or 25 miles. They're going to be shooting, killing one another in those big cities. And the population is going to get thinned out real quick. What you need to worry about is the person next door or right down your street who hasn't prepared, who you've talked to and they know that, you've mentioned stockpiling food or water or they see you out there, cutting firewood and stuff like that because who's to say, something happens and it gets cold or it happens in the middle of winter time and they don't have no heat and they remember you having all that firewood and they come and they're wanting to crash at your house to get warm, keep their kids warm. You gonna let them in? Because when you do that, you've just opened the gates because they're going to see you have food. They're going to see you have this. They're going to see you have that. And it's going to cause you a lot of trouble. I mean, food is not going to be the only thing people's going to be looking for. They're going to be looking for shelter. They're going to be looking for warmth. They're going to be looking for water. They're going to be looking for medical because if they're sick or their kids are sick, they're going to be looking for warm clothes, blankets, sleeping bags. They're going to be looking for candles, matches, whatever. It's just not food. I've heard a lot of people, a lot of videos that, oh, keep your food, well guarded. It's just not food people's going to be coming after. It's a lot of other things. But, and like I said, and your most dangerous person could be right outside your window. Your kids could be playing with their kids. And what are you going to do if it hits and they're not prepared and they come around wanting food, you won't give it to them and they start trouble? You're going to have to end it quick because all they got to do is go call and tell somebody. Then that person tells somebody, and next thing you know, you got a mob at your door. And that's pretty hard to handle, a mob. Taking them out as soon as it becomes a problem, take them out. Don't wait. You're going to have to get cold-hearted. You're going to have to put your religious beliefs behind you, because it's going to be a kill or be killed situation. And if you're waiting for faith to intervene to help you, you're screwed. Because I don't care what religion you believe in, what faith you carry, you have a brain. Use it. You know, live now on earth with your kids, and later on, deal with eternity when it comes. Most people believe you got one or two places to go: up to the clouds or down to the fire. You know, if I was a believer, I would deal with that when the time comes. What's most important now in a shit hit the fan situation is keeping me alive, keeping my family alive. So, oh well, that's more important now than in my eternal soul. I don't want my babies to suffer. If I suffer on their behalf, so be it. That's a fair trade for me. I'll just go down the road, hopefully with a couple of bottles of Jack in my hands, some suntan lotion, and said, let the flames begin. But now, is the time to get prepared. Now is the time to get your mind set that you might have to take out your neighbors. You might have to watch your neighbor kids starve to death or freeze to death. That's on the parents. That's not on you. So don't feel the guilt, because if you start feeling guilt, you're going to die. Your family's going to die. Your babies are going to die. So flush the guilt, flush the caring, flush it all. Get a cold-hearted heart and a cold-minded mind, and take care of your family. Piss on the ones who don't prepare. That's their problem. Let them watch their babies die while you watch your babies thrive and eat and stay warm. A lot of people's going to think, damn, Mike, that's cold-hearted. That's life. That's reality. That's the way it's got to be in order for you and your family to make it. So don't worry about all these city folks, rushing to your neighborhood, and the mobs and the looters and the gangs, because they're going to have their own problems in these big cities. I say over 3/4 of New York will die within the first 30 to 90 days. And the rest of them's going to be too weak to do anything. Worry about the person right outside your window, or right down a few houses down from you. That's the ones you got to worry about, because that's the ones that's going to cause you problems. That's the ones that could take your life, could take your supplies. So you're going to have the mindset of taking them out first. I mean, then if you're a religious person, deal with it when the time comes. But right now, the time is to keep you alive, keep your family alive, keep your babies alive, keep them warm, keep them sheltered. Again, like I said, if it comes down to my eternal soul being damned for my actions during a shit hit the fan situations, fine. I don't care. As long as my boys are taken care of, and That's fine. That's a fair, even trade for me. And I'm prepared to set my faith, you know? So, I'll probably get people, oh, Mike, you don't want to talk like that. No, I'm dead serious. I am dead friggin' serious. If it comes, keeping, if I had a choice of keeping my boys alive and healthy and safe, but my soul is damned, screw it, it's damned. As long as they're healthy and safe, that's all that matters. That's the mindset you people are going to have to get. You know, some people's going to say, no, that's the wrong mindset. And I'm like this, in a shit hit the fan situation, see if, see, I want to see what you guys will do in order to keep your families alive. What will you sacrifice? What will you sell? What will you give up to keep them safe and fed and warm? So, you know, that's just the cold hard facts. But remember, watch for your neighbors. Keep your mouth shut around your neighbors. Don't show your neighbors what you have or anything, you know. Hell, if they ask you a question, well, why are you cutting up all that firewood? Just tell them, oh, we're going camping, you know, or I'm cutting it up for an elderly person. Don't let them know you're going to keep it for yourself to keep warm during a shit hit the fan situation. You know, loose lips sink ships, so keep it. Oh man, I didn't know it was 17. This is a long video. I apologize. But tell me what you guys think. Tell me what you got, in your comments. Tell me if I got the right attitude, the wrong outlook, whatever. Just post your comments below. Everybody, again, I'm sorry this is a long video, but it's a subject that needs to be talked about. Anyway, be safe. Bye for now.